Although Herman Melville's Moby-Dick has long been regarded as a classic of American literature, and even, some would hold, as the great American novel, it actually didn't begin to attain that status until around 1920, 3 decades after its author's death and 7 decades after its original publication in 1851. At the time, Melville had already made a name for himself with two bestsellers that made extensive use of his experience working on whaling ships in the early 1840s. So it's likely that potential readers were expecting him to follow suit with another straightforward romance of adventure, which is how Melville himself described Moby-Dick to his publisher when it was still a work in progress. Published more or less simultaneously in England and America, the book certainly did garner some positive notices, but the majority of reviewers on both sides of the Atlantic expressed varying degrees of bafflement, impatience, and outright disapproval, making liberal use of words like mad, crazy, raving, and maniacal to characterize its style and approach to storytelling. No doubt such adjectives were triggered in part by the larger-than-life portrayal of the protagonist, Captain Ahab, whose obsessive quest for revenge against the whale that maimed him provides the book with its plot, and who at one point says of his crew, "They think me mad, but I am demoniac. I am madness maddened." Among that crew is the book's genial and high-spirited narrator, Ishmael, who has signed up for the voyage out of curiosity and a sense of adventure, and thus serves as an eyewitness to Ahab's steadily increasing mania and the series of dramatic incidents through which he establishes absolute psychological dominance over everyone on board the Pequod. In his capacity not as character, but as teller of the tale, Ishmael is humorous, irreverent, and incorrigibly digressive, sometimes indulging in what one hostile reviewer called wild rhapsody and bad philosophy, at other times yarning happily on about cetacean anatomy and the technological details of industrial whaling. In their different roles and under Melville's direction, Ishmael and Ahab together weave an intricate tapestry of symbolic implication and interpretive ambiguity, finished off with a climax of unparalleled narrative excitement. Hope to see you there.